On the Gridiron, presented to you by Lonestar Steakhouse and Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
Food, friends, and football. We are back at the halfway point for the NFL season. Hop a day, everybody. Jason Salas, along with my buddies Kenson Nicolas and Dave Delgado. We are your On the Gridiron crew, and of course, we are here at Lonestar Steakhouse in Tamuning. We've got a great slate of games for you on KUAM TV 11 and KUAM TV 8. And Dave, we've got a good one coming up. It is the Ravens playing the Chargers.
Yeah, that's going to be on Monday at 4 o'clock in the morning on KUAM TV 11. I have the Ravens winning that game. I think Justin Forsett's due for a big game. He's averaging 70 yards a game. Joe Flacco, I think he's going to pass for 300 plus. And Steve Smith Sr. is going to have a monster game for the Ravens.
Yeah, Steve Smith's still playing at a very high level. You know, did he already say this is going to be his last year?
Yeah, and when you
come trying to go out on top,
and you announce that, you're going to go out with a bang. And he's one of those guys that enjoys contact. He'll go out there and make those blocks, and he's a guy that's going to fight for the ball. So hopefully the Ravens pull that out. I need some wins in my pick'em, so I'm going with Baltimore.
All right, Ken, how about the other people who are playing our pick'ems contest? What they say?
Those of you playing at home, 51% went with the Ravens and 49% went with the Chargers. So it's a pretty even split. Both teams have close, nearly identical records, so we'll see what happens.
All right, very cool. Who won last week's contest for Week 7?
We actually had a 7-way tie for first, but Joffrey Limtiaco, he won the tiebreaker, so congratulations, Joffrey. Come into our offices next week to win your $30 gift certificate, as well as our commemorative keepsake, Golden Football. Throw this out here.
That went at least 90 yards. And those of you can't see that off camera and everything, that thing went way beyond the post office here in Tamuning, way past ITC building. Yeah. Very nice. Nicely done. Yeah. All right. So Joffrey Limtiaco, a good friend of ours, a very accomplished football player himself in real life. So congratulations, Joffrey. 7-way tie for first place initially in Week 7. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah. All right, guys, we have some amazing entrees. Dave, that is a steak that cannot be reckoned with. That is a huge steak.
That steak is so good that it's foaming. So I don't know. I just can't keep my eyes off.
Yeah, but butter on a steak, that looks absolutely beautiful. That is a bone-in ribeye. Oh man, I can't wait to dive into that. And what have you got over there, Ken? A little bit more of the health-conscious side.
Yeah, this is the shrimp cob. That looks good. It's got little cherry tomatoes and stuff going on there. Looks pretty good.
And once again, they basically left me with the bread, which I have absolutely no problem with. And speaking of games we have no problem with, it is the Broncos, and they are hosting a very stout opponent.
Yeah, it's the Packers heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. That's going to be on KUAM TV 11 Monday at 11:20 a.m. Now, it's coming down to quarterback play. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to get the job done. Green Bay is going to win the game because Aaron Rodgers extends plays. I think, he's a guy that will get out the pocket on 3rd and short, 4th and 1. Not like Peyton Manning. I think Peyton Manning stays in the pocket. Defensively, the Broncos are strong, but it's going to come down to quarterback play and the running game of the Packers. I got Green Bay winning that one.
All right, Ken, there are a lot of Packer fans on Guam, especially in the last 3 years. They just got on board. There's also a lot of Bronco fans on Guam. What's the split?
Surprisingly, it's a 71-29 split in favor of Green Bay. So remember, this is in Denver, but a lot of Packers fans out there and showing their support for their team.
All right, well, for your fantasy tips, we're going to go over to our guy, Andy Wheeler. Mr. Wheeler, what have you got for us, sir?
All right, Jason, what we've got for you here today at Lone Star with these amazing world-famous Lone Star rolls. We got some fantasy talk here. Now, last week, if you had Ryan Tannehill and Lamar Miller on your team, you scored big. Lamar Miller had 35 fantasy points in that blowout of the Texans. And then Ryan Tannehill had a perfect passer rating, and he ended up adding another 27 points to that. So if you had those two dudes on your starting offense, you are money. So, hey, way to go, owners, if you started them. If you had them and you sat them, too bad. So sad. But some matchups to look forward to this week. Going to be a lot of fantasy-rich games here in the league because now we're really starting to get a feel for what secondaries and what players are doing individually. Some wide receivers that you really need to start. Odell Beckham Jr., obviously, they're going in to play the Saints. The Saints secondary giving up quite a bit of points to opposing receivers. Also, you want to look at A.J. Green. They are playing the Steelers. This is going to be a great rivalry. However, the Steelers are giving up quite a few points to opposing receivers, and A.J. Green Green, of course, a beast. You're going to want to add him. You're going to want to start him if you got him. Also, Julio Jones, of course, they are playing the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers have given up quite a few points to receivers, so you're going to look for Julio Jones to have a big game as well. Also, some other matchups, running backs. Todd Gurley coming off a great few games here to start his season. Just scored his first touchdowns last week, so now you're going to see him get utilized quite a bit more in that St. Louis offense, and they're going up against the Niners, who have given up, I believe, an average of 22-something points to fantasy running backs. So you're going to want to start Todd Gurley, as well as Justin Forsett going up against the Chargers. The Ravens looking to really focus on that run, get Forsett working against that porous San Diego defense. So best of luck to you, owners. If you got those guys, you're going to want to start them. That's been your fantasy report. Thank you.
On the Gridiron, presented to you by Lonestar Steakhouse and Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.